Good morning, subscribers. This is the second time I've tried to do this video, so I hope it records this time. So this is the second in the series with regard to money saving tips and advice from yours truly, Gico. So what we're going to look at today is the way in which you as a graduate can manage to pay off the monies that you have borrowed when you have been studying for your degree. You may or may not know that in 2016 the average student debt, which was accumulated on things such as an overdraft, a personal loan, a credit card, or even car finance for those students who are more upwardly mobile, the average debt was £5,812. You'll all, of course, be familiar with these various aspects of finance and borrowing, because when you are a student, this is the type of thing that becomes very familiar to you. An overdraft is, of course, enabling you to use money which you don't actually have, but the bank will still issue that money. For example, if you go to the ATM and your balance is zero. Loans you'll know all about, because you've got to take out your loans for student accommodation, etc. Credit cards, and then car finance. Now this is becoming the norm, ladies and gentlemen, and of course it's even more normal to accumulate enormous amounts of debt, because you have to undertake the finance of your tuition fees. And as a consequence of that, add to that maybe £40,000 or £50,000 of additional debt, because you're paying for your tuition and your accommodation, your living expenses, etc. So you're coming out with maybe debts of around about £55,000 when you graduate. Now you as a graduate want to get that reduced to zero as soon as possible. And so here I have 3 money saving tips which will help you, I hope, pay down that debt as quickly as possible. Number 1. When you're a student, the banks will offer you 0% interest on an overdraft facility. Make sure as a graduate, when you progress onto a graduate bank account, you get the same deal. If not, you need to go and speak to your bank, and I'm sure that they would happily accommodate you. The one thing to note with that is that will not be a forever and ever deal. That will be maybe 2 and 3 years, after which you will revert to the bank's standard overdraft rate, which is around about 19 or 20%. So you want to get out of that as soon as you can, obviously. Point number 2. If you are a savvy borrower, you will know that credit cards and credit card offers, particularly for 0%, so financing borrowings at a 0% rate, these offers are being issued at the moment for maybe 2, 3, sometimes even 4 years. And so if you're a savvy borrower, you can transfer your debt to one of these cards, for which there is a small commission fee, but then you can start to pay down that debt at your leisure, preferably on a monthly basis, chip away at it month by month, but you're not incurring any big interest rate charges on it. So if you think that you could manage your money in that way and pay it off before the end of the 0% deal, that's the key point, then that is a way to finance the clearing of your debt without incurring excessive interest. And then finally, if that doesn't work for you, what about a personal loan? Now the Bank of England base rate, as you well know, is 0.25% and historic low. As a consequence of that, personal loans being issued by banks are also available at very cheap rates, maybe 2 and 3%. So why not bundle all your borrowings up together and take out a personal loan for the sum of your total sum of your borrowings at 2 or 3%, and then start to chip away at that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, those are my 3 money saving tips for this week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week with episode 3 in this new playlist. Bye for now, ladies and gents.